again. So
Yeah, so for me, working with latex is not something that can be reproduced on a mass scale. It's actually part of my methodology, and it's about meditative labor and craft. I do everything myself, and it's a process of durational labor, almost like a meditative state. So it was quite obvious for me that this was not the way to go with Kai, and I wanted to provide them with a product that was, as we mentioned earlier, that was durable and timeless. So we decided to go for sartorial trench coat. So initially, how did we start? Because we started talking almost 2 years ago, actually. And they got in touch with me because Rose and Mackenzie Granquist, the Kylie stylist, they've been working with me for a while, and they know my work. We worked together on some bespoke artifacts for Kylie, and we developed over the years a strong relationship of trust and admiration for each other's work. When they got in touch with me, I was familiar with Kai, but I was surprised because they usually work with designers, and I really appreciated the fact that they wanted to take the risk and work with someone who doesn't really usually operate with the fashion industry. I think my agenda is more on the artistic and anthropological research. But yeah, thank you. It made me think a lot, also from an ethical standpoint. I was very, very curious about this collaboration because in a way it challenges my usual choice and my usual agenda. At the same time, I thought that this was exactly the reason why it was interesting to explore this collaboration. I got a little bit lost into the creative process behind, and I decided to make the collection about make a parallelism between my collaboration with Kai and what usually happens when orchids are mass-produced in laboratory, and in order to make them grow stronger, in order to be distributed faster and be more resilient, their roots are connected in vitro to mycelium and fungus. That way, this cooperation between the two entities creates a species that is more resilient and is more reproducible, and it's more adaptable to different environments, like home environments and distribution. I thought that was pretty interesting metaphor, because sometimes, especially as a small creator and self-produced artist, I sometimes find the limitations of my own personal resources, and I think that this kind of collaborations can really facilitate a dialogue with a wider audience on thematics that are way beyond the product itself or the collection itself. With this collaboration, I'm aiming to reach out to a wider audience, so we can go back to the roots of what HYDRA really is, which is a research practice on really the possibilities of how we can, as a society, evolve into a more sustainable and conscious way of being. At the same time, I'm trying to be a little bit lighter, because I always take things super seriously, rightfully so, because I think that as creators we are responsible, and we need to make ourselves accountable of the platform that we take, the space that we take, and the resources that we use. But at the same time, I'm trying to remind myself to also be playful within the overall journey. And this was overall a very, very fun experience. And it also reminded me how much I like to play with fashion and with garments and the all manufacture part. I got the chance to work with some of my favorite collaborators, speaking of pattern cutting and tailoring, because I did all the, so basically the creative process was 95% in my hands from the beginning until the development of the first prototypes. And it's something that I'm super, super grateful for, the kind of trust that I received by the whole team and Kylie. Yeah, so I got to work with some of my favorite people in the industry, my favorite pattern cutters and tailors.
And then
oh yeah, and that reminded me, it reminded me that this is kind of also where HYDRA lays. For 10 years, I was trying to work in this sort of liminal in between art and fashion. And now I realize that I find so much satisfaction in actually living the polarity between the fashion practice and the craft, and then the artistic research and my own personal trajectory as an artist and as a person. So I am now pushing to the extreme both of them. The fashion aspect, I want to definitely, the aim is to keep on working with clients and collaborators that can offer always different resources and people that we can, you know, having extremely fun and stimulating intersections. So yeah, I'm gonna carry on with the collaboration aspect more as a creative director and designer to produce always capsules. I don't believe in seasons. I think it's completely anachronistic way of looking at fashion. On the other hand, I'm really working so hard on the HYDRA as research and the creative practice, and the two things are separate because one works with pop culture and the other and media, and the other one actually unfolds secretly in rural homes, and one feeds the other. And there's gonna be some what I call wormholes, that are these places where people can experience the dialogue between these two opposite worlds, and it's gonna explicate in the form of interactive installations and events. But yeah, the main structure is these two polar opposites and everything, the tension in between the two.
Right. And where is it produced?
What is the
capsule collection?
Oh, the capsule, everything was produced through Kylie. All I did was, basically everything I did was created in the, you know, in the little cell that is the HYDRA laboratory. And then everything that was, let's say, mass production, distribution, it's all Kai.
How many pieces in the collection?
I don't know. You mean that I designed? So we started with a bigger family of, I want to say probably 10, and then we boiled it down to 6. We were really focused on just getting the best out of it and not overproduce anything that was not necessary.
Great.
Also color-wise, you know, at the beginning, it's easy to get excited about wanting to do more, wanting to show more. So it was also an exercise in humility to just strip it down to the essential.
black.
And beige.
Great. And if somebody wants to purchase this, where do they go? Is it
Everything is managed through Kai. So my job ends here. After the design and creative direction and quality control aspect, then it's out of my hands. And I'm pretty happy about it. Like all the other aspects is something that I don't really engage with, and I don't want to engage with.
It's not the fun part.
Yeah. So there's other people who do it better than me.
No, it's great. Thank you.
Thank you.